Nothing will stand in our way. I will finish what you started.
What is happening, Magnusites? I gotta hear what the hell he said. I gotta hear what he had to say about this backlash because people are losing it. Oh man, Star Wars is very, very important to people. So, The Last Jedi director responds to fans' backlash. Rian Johnson's Star Wars The Last Jedi is currently fanning the flames of a massive Star Wars fan fight, but the director is taking it all in stride as revealed in an interview. First and foremost, Johnson is a Star Wars fan and his career has been leading him up to this point. But fans have been taking to social media to tear him apart for not making the movie what they expected, which is having little to no effect on the director since he has been expecting some kind of backlash since day one. The interview is also a great insight into how Rian Johnson worked on the story and stayed away from the internet while writing. Rian Johnson recently sat down with Business Insider to discuss The Last Jedi as well as some of the harsh criticism that the movie has gained on social media. When asked about the controversy, Johnson replied that being a lifelong Star Wars fan helped soften the blow because he knew what to expect. In addition, the director revealed that he is aware of how passionate the fans can be and basically said that you can't please everybody. He explains, having been a Star Wars fan my whole life and having spent most of my life on the other side of the curb in that fandom, it softens the blow a little bit. I'm aware through my own experience that first of all, the fans are so passionate, they care so deeply, sometimes they care very violently at me on Twitter. But it's because they care about these things and it hurts when you're expecting something specific and you don't get it from something that you love. It always hurts. So I don't take it personally. If a fan reacts negatively and lashes out on me on Twitter, that's fine. It's my job to be there for that. Like you said, every fan has a list of stuff they want in a Star Wars movie and stuff they don't want in a Star Wars movie. You're going to find very few fans out there whose lists line up. I don't know about that. The director went on to talk about how personal the original series was to George Lucas and used that as a model for himself while writing The Last Jedi. Rian Johnson said that he could have made a movie that followed what a certain faction of fans wanted to see, but that he'd still be in the same position. The only alternative was for Johnson to do just what he does best and just craft something original that stands on its own. He also shared that most of his interactions with Star Wars fans have been positive. He had to say this, and I know the same way the original movies were personal for Lucas. Lucas never made a Star Wars movie by sitting down and thinking, what do the fans want to see? And I knew if I wrote wondering what the fans would want, as tempting as that is, it wouldn't work because people would still be shouting at me, fuck you, you ruined Star Wars. And I would make a bad movie. And ultimately, that's the one thing nobody wants. And let me just add that 80 to 90% of the reaction I've gotten from Twitter has been really lovely. There's been a lot of joy, and love from fans. When I talk about the negative stuff, that's not the full picture of fans at all. Speaking of fans' reactions to The Last Jedi, internet trolls have gone out of their way to sit on multiple Rotten Tomatoes accounts in order to trash the movie. There's a whole Facebook group dedicated to bringing the movie that Disney made down. which is quite funny, but it has had a negative impact on the public perception of The Last Jedi. That being said, it's still the second highest opening weekend in box office history, just slightly behind 2015's The Force Awakens. It's fun to hate the popular stuff, and fans who genuinely disliked the movie are happy to jump on board the hate train. I don't believe that. At least the popular thing. I talked about that before, being popular to hate things. Rian Johnson was allowed the freedom to use his creativity to further the Star Wars legacy as opposed to keep it running in place. In turn, he did not deliver a movie that anyone expected, which has led to most of the public backlash, while critics are still heaping praise on the movie. Whatever the case may be, The Last Jedi's backlash is not affecting Rian Johnson at all, and he's clearly happy to just be involved in the future. You can read more of the lengthy interview with Rian Johnson and the public backlash of The Last Jedi via Business Insider. Is it bothering him? I don't know. I don't know him. Okay? That's a lot of pressure being a director. I know that it's got to be hell dealing with the backlash. When George Lucas brought the prequels, I was fine with the prequels. I didn't like the second one, but I was cool with 1, 2, and 3. I hated Jar Jar, but overall, I was pleased. I was a pleased fan. I bought all 3 of them. I enjoy watching all 3 of them. But I know he got a lot of backlash for this. Unfair backlash from fans. Some fans just get nuts. I know Michael Bay got a lot of hate for Transformers. Zack Snyder got hate for, Man of Steel and for Batman v Superman and now for Justice League. But people are like, nah, I want to see his cut. Fuck what Whedon did. I want to see his cut. Black suit and everything. So, it's, and even when you're a big star, if you're an actor, that's something based on, man. Like, it's your movie, that's a lot of pressure. Is it bothering him? I don't know. He said it really ain't. It's his job to deal with it, and he had to make the movie he wanted to make. He's damned if he does, and he's damned if he doesn't, is basically what he said. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. So, I personally was one of the fans that did not like the movie. The comedy didn't hit for me, and they did a lot of things, went in a lot of directions that I just did not want. As a matter of fact, I was writing down a list earlier. I actually may do a video called The Last Jedi. Didn't expect that. There are different things in the movie where I was like, didn't expect that. Like, I've never watched a movie in my life that did that to me, where I said that to myself and out loud that many times. Didn't expect that. Didn't expect that. I said it a lot of times in that movie. So anyway, what do you think? Do you think it bothers him? Do you think it doesn't? Do you think the fans are right? Do you think the fans are wrong? Are trolls really responsible for the massively low score? Or is it just a small percentage of the fans? And it really is not being liked by the majority of fans. Post comments down below. Let me know what you all thought. If you enjoyed my video, hit the like button, subscribe, and share if you did not. You kiss my Star Wars loving. Yes, I still love it. I still love the franchise. Loving Derriere. 10 million subscribers. Woo!
You may now subscribe.